This is the Frontier Doubles League, a league unlike the typical threes leagues. We are a North American 2v2 Rocket League competitive league that has a scene for players of all ranks. So, what makes us different besides the fact that we're a 2v2 league instead of the typical 3v3? Well, we offer flexible scheduling, most matches are streamed with live commentary, we're a smaller, more personable community that scrims often. We truly are the most friendly league out there. So, whether you're trying to improve your skills or just want to have some fun, you'll find a place here. To sign up today, visit fdl.gg.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to provide you with probably the greatest introduction we have ever seen in FDL history. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 5 Finals Weekend. We have absolute bangers for all of you today. I am KJ here in the casting booth, joined by my friend and odd fellow. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling odd today, KJ. How are you feeling?
Oh, well, since you're in here, I'll also say that I feel odd.
Excellent.
But I wanted to kind of dive right into this as soon as possible so then we can kind of get an idea as to where these two teams came from, because this first matchup is the Adept League Finals, Championships, whatever you want to call it. We have the Owls taking on the Coyotes. And both of these teams have looked absolutely incredible in their postseason matches as well as the regular season. Um, I mean, I don't. I have to ask, and we have to start a cast with, especially if I'm a part of it, with me asking, do you have a favorite?
I hate answering these questions.
And that's why I
Because
present them.
the caster's curse is real. I'm going to say I feel legally obligated to say no because one of the players on one of the teams is an actual IRL friend of mine. I'm not going to name any names, so I shouldn't give you a favorite. But
Do it.
statistically, on paper, I think the Owls are the favorite.
That I can actually agree on. The Owls. Let's talk about them for a second. In their first round matchup, they took down the Hornets, and that was a bit of a long series. That was a 6-game series, but the Owls were able to pull that one out 4-2. Then last week, they took on the Eagles, who were playing a hot hand with Bondo and El Hex, and that was a bit of a scary team for them, only because they had never faced each other in the regular season. The first meeting, they actually, the Owls had to forfeit. In the second meeting, the Eagles had to forfeit. So that was their first official meeting for the season, and the Owls actually took that one in a 4-0 sweep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very interesting to see if we can get that 4-0 sweep style Owls out of these two players today. Conversely, on the other side of the field, we're going to have the Coyotes. Coyotes had a little bit of a rough one last week. And for those of you that missed that match, I encourage you to figure out some way to see it, because holy crap. And that's all I'll say. I could say other things, but there's not really too much to say about it
Yeah.
besides, holy beep.
Yes. Holy bad word that we are not allowed to say on air.
But
Yeah, and like I think we were talking beforehand, that series went to 7.
yeah,
Like
that's a
that,
long
like
series.
that's a long series.
But I will say, during their first matchup, they actually met with the Dragons. So it was the Dragons versus the Coyotes. Both of them with an even record. So going into the postseason, Coyotes was able to take that one in 6. They were able to win 3 right off the bat. Dragons came back and won 2, and the Coyotes closed it out with a 2-1 victory. And then last week they took on the Unicorns, and the Unicorns definitely gave them a run for their money. But the Coyotes were able to pull that one out 4-3, and that was just, it was so back and forth. Unicorns winning the first 2, Coyotes winning the next 3, Unicorns winning, forcing the game 7, and then the Coyotes took it 4-2 with a scoreline of 4-2. So on paper, I would probably agree that the Owls would be the favorite to win this one, because they do have the better standing record. They're just coming off of a 4-0 sweep. I mean, if anything, the Coyotes have an uphill battle here.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that there's also going to probably be a salary differential here as well, considering the fact that on the Coyotes, the only 12 sal is going to be Unsung Hero, whereas on the Owls, both of their primary players in Postman and Dougie Jones are 12 sal or higher. And so I think that there's going to be a little bit of a discrepancy there. However, I said this the first time I casted here. I'm going to keep saying it. Regular season means nothing. Salary means nothing. This is the postseason. And not only is this the postseason, this is the grand finals. This is all the marbles here. This is win or go home and have to think about it until the entirety of the offseason into next season. It wouldn't surprise me to see some of these 11 sals that are close to 12 on the Coyotes step up a little bit and kind of meet what Postman and Dougie are throwing at them if that ends up being the starting lineup for the Owls tonight, which I don't see why it wouldn't. But I do think that that is something that the Coyotes kind of have to keep in the back of their head, that there may be a bit of a skill discrepancy here.
Yeah, and that's definitely a really good point that you bring up, is that there could be a skill discrepancy, but that is yet to be seen. As we get ready for game one, here we go. Everybody's out on the field. We've got kickoff. Oh my. I cannot tell you how excited I've been for this. Unsung putting this one off the corner. Postman going to try to get a good touch. Dougie does commit with him, though. Ward going to be able to put this one out to the mid. Dougie Jones going to take control. Almost gets it over Unsung, but Unsung with a really good challenge. Going to be able to get that one back down to the Owls half. Unsung definitely looking for a demo there. Great save from Postman on Ward's shot. That shot was looking rather juicy and rather spicy. Dougie looking for a pass in the midfield. Not going to be able to find it, though. Does get a bit of a heavy touch. But a great demo there from Dougie on to Ward. Ball kind of floating in midfield. Go ahead. Absolutely. Go ahead. Cut me off. I don't care.
Sorry. No, I'm so sorry. There was a gap. I decided to fill the gap. One thing I do want to point out here, and this is one thing that I do think I love about Postman, is, oh my goodness, that one almost goes in from Dougie. Postman's out here rocking the grog, people. I just want you guys to know that. That is something that he is notorious for. He will rock these unorthodox cars, and the stupid part is it works. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it gets in the opponent's head or something, but these cars that Postman decides to use always tend to work out for him. In this game, he has opted to use the grog. Don't be surprised if the Scarab shows up at some point during this series either. But right now, KJ, first minute and a half's gone in this series. Lots of back and forth between these two teams. That one shot from Dougie being the only real good shot on goal from either team so far. So, you know, lots of okay defense, but really, really good midfield play from both these teams so far.
Yeah, and the midfield play is what's going to win this for one of these teams, is making sure to get that good contact in the midfield to be able to get some sort of pressure started, as Postman able to save that one away from a shot from Ward. Excuse me. English is sometimes really, really hard for me, so don't mind me if I struggle a little bit. Postman not able to get a touch on that back wall, but Dougie able to clear this one out. No boost to his name, though. Puts this one into the corner. This one going dangerous, but Unsung is there to clear that one away. Postman putting this one and keeping the pressure on, and this is exactly what I was kind of waiting to see, if one of these teams was going to start taking control, because we've seen so much in the way of back and forth. Ooh. Nobody really taking control, as that's a shot by Dougie. Dougie looking for another one. Not going to be able to find it, though. Does they get a bit of a rough touch? Almost saw Rule 1 with the Coyotes. Or, of course, then again, you know, everybody's got their own opinions on what's Rule 1, what's Rule 0.
It's Rule 1.
Okay, thank you. Shot there from Unsung. Turned away easily by Postman. Go ahead. What were you going to say? I got to hear this.
I was going to say, it's definitely Rule 1, but one thing that I do want to point out here, just that I've noticed this about the Owls every time I've watched them, their 50s are so good. Like, it doesn't matter who they're going up against, where on the field they are, it feels like almost 90% of the time, the 50 goes their way. And that is just something that I think is really going to play a big factor in this game. But I'm waiting to start to see the passing plays coming out, because I know what Postman and Dougie are capable of. They've been playing together for a long time. They've got really good chemistry together. As soon as they start being able to put some of these passing plays together, I think we could really start seeing something coming here. Now, the Coyotes also have the exact same opportunity. I think passing plays are extremely underused in twos, especially at the Adept level. And I think that that's really something that these guys are going to have to start looking towards, especially as we are scoreless going into the final 90 seconds. These guys need something to get offense going on either side.
Yeah, and those passing plays, definitely a big helper to anybody. But the Coyotes also are able to pull their passing plays off. They've definitely a lot of opportunities and made them work for them in their game last week as Postman bumps Dougie Jones out of the way. Ward, no boost there, not able to get a solid shot, which that's something that the Coyotes haven't exactly been able to do is get a super solid shot. But this could be an opportunity here as Postman going to put this one off the backboard over to the other corner. Going to try to get control of this, but not going to be able to. Unsung beats and Dougie able to get that ball cleared. Awkward touch there from Ward, but he is able to recover for it. And Odd, I do have a question for you, and this is a serious question. What if none of these teams score, and this is the kind of series that we're looking at? Do we see 7 games of overtime?
I definitely think that we could, considering the skill level that's out here, and again, this being the grand final, so these guys are going to be putting everything into this. Like this is going to be everything that they're giving as Ward tries to put one up here, but Dougie is able to turn that one away. And so just like looking on paper, looking at how the stats have played out during the season for both of these teams, I think there absolutely is a potential for this to go to Game 7. However, momentum is a thing. So it wouldn't surprise me to see potentially a Game 1 and a Game 2 victory from whoever ends up coming out with the Game 1 victory here.
Well, here we go. Game 1 overtime, and this is exactly what we like to see in a championship game. Both of these teams seeming to be evenly matched. Doug, you got to put this one up. Almost gets the double, but just barely misses it. Ward going to be able to start a counterattack play here, but is not going to find anything coming of it. Unsung going to keep this one down in the Owls' end. This one in the corner, a little awkward, but Dougie is able to handle it. Dougie now in a 1v1 situation. Ward with a great challenge, coming out to keep that ball out of the back of the net, or getting past him. Postman going to go up for this one. Going to be a little bit off on it, though. Ward able to get the boost. Does have a wall play here. Ward going to try to put this one on, make it as awkward as possible. This ball right in the back of the middle of the net. Oh, what a save from Dougie. Dougie's been an absolute menace whenever it comes to saving these balls out of the net. He has himself, I believe, 3 saves on some very quality shots coming out from the Coyotes.
So looking at the stats, Postman is actually sitting on top of saves for the Owls with 4, that being Dougie's first of this game, or his first credited one of this game. However, it's the important ones that count. So Postman really during regulation was being the savior, but Dougie stepping up in overtime. Ward almost getting this one as Postman now driving. Gets it past Ward. Is Dougie going to be able to come up? No, he's just a little bit too far. Gets a decent 50, stalls it out. Gets another 50 towards the right wall, KJ. Here comes Dougie onto the back wall. Gets it over the top of Unsung. Postman coming in for the follow-up. No, it's going to get turned away by Ward. And there goes the offensive possession for the Owls. Coyotes had an open net and missed it, KJ.
Oh, no. And if you're the Coyotes, that is a serious mental block that you've got to get out of your head. This ball going all the way back down. This ball's going to go in, and the Owls are going to take Game 1 after a minute 51 of overtime. Holy beep. What a first game.
You said the word right out of my mouth. A with the beat, B with the mental. Like, that last 20 seconds has got to just be devastating for the Coyotes. They miss the open net, and he immediately turns around into a fast break goal for the opposition to lose them Game 1. Now, I say Game 1. This is a best-of-7 series. There is a total of potentially 6 more games to play, at least 3 more at the very, very minimum. So there is plenty of time for the Coyotes to kind of recover, regain, just kind of get over that just a little bit. And I think that they definitely do need to look into that going into Game 2 of like, okay, we played them very, very strong. We had one major mistake at the end that resulted in the only goal of the game. However, their defense was good all game. Their shooting was good all game for the most part. They just need to get those shots more consistent and passing, KJ. That's going to be the name of Game 2.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And something interesting that you said earlier was that the Owls just could not seem to lose a 50-50 for the life of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, Dougie Jones was a 50-50 master. But then again, he's also in probably the 50-50 machine known as the Fennec. So it's definite Fennec moments, and it is not the easiest thing to do. But the Coyotes definitely need to focus on that shooting because, especially if you have an open net, you have to hit those shots. If you are not hitting those shots, it is going to be a very long series, and it's going to be a quick one as well. But that being said, do you still not have a favorite?
No, and actually, I even have less of a favorite now that I've seen these teams actually clash on the pitch. I do actually feel like the on-pitch skill between both these teams is actually extremely even. I know I was talking about salaries getting into this, so we've got Unsung and Ward on the pitch, Unsung being a 12-6, Ward being an 11-8, and Ward is definitely playing up to the over 12 salary of everybody else on the pitch. He does not look out of his element here at all, and I think that is something that is going to be crucial for the rest of this series, is Ward being able to keep up. And speaking of Ward, there he goes with the first goal of the game for the Coyotes.
I have to give a clap here because this was so well played. The patience of Ward. But there is something that you don't know about this man.
Okay.
Would you like to find out what it is?
I'm listening.
This man played up in the expert league for a game. And
No.
won. And won.
No. Oh, no.
And that's a shot that the Postman going to tie this one up for the Owls. But yeah, we haven't really said his name too much, but Ward playing up an expert and able to help the expert Coyotes get a win during regular league play. So definitely playing up well past that 11-8 salary.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be that titanium white octane buff, man. Like, he's the only player on the pitch with it. It's got to be given some extra juice. I'm telling you, there's some mojo. Ooh, Postman was looking for the double tap. Tried to send it out to Dougie, but did get saved immediately by Ward. Dougie, out of the corner, gets met immediately by Unsung. I am starting to see a little bit more passing starting to develop between the Owls. Like, they're looking for the lanes. They're just not quite getting the accuracy of the touches that they're looking for to get the passes to be good, as Ward just barely brings that one off the woodwork.
Oh man, and if you're Ward there, that's a little bit of a heartbreaker because he just barely missed that ball. He just barely missed a perfect touch on it. As Dougie gonna find himself with a good pass, but Postman opting to play back just a little bit, not really wanting to give up too much space. Has a good opportunity here, and Dougie Jones is gonna come in and just absolutely slot that and give the Owls a 2-1 lead. We're finally seeing some scoring from these teams.
We are, and this one was double the commit, double the power there from the Owls. Definitely could have been a little bit sketchy for them, but they both saw positioning of the Coyotes teammates. They were way far out on either corner of the net, nowhere near being able to save that. So I like that from the Owls, just being able to just nail that one in, finalize it. Postman looking for a pinch there with Dougie, tried to just go for the handoff, but unfortunately that one not working out for him. One thing I do want to point out about Postman is that he does like kind of just hanging back. He waits in the weeds, you know, like he'll play super far back, and then the second that you forget that he's there, he'll come in and smack something down in front of you when you're not expecting it. Speaking of smacking things down in front, look at Ward again.
Ward is a beast. Way up in the air, well before Postman even realized it, and is just able to slot that dead center of the goal. This is the game we were looking for. This is what we were looking for the first one. But I will say this, that first game, never really the best one for any team. It does not matter. I don't care what anybody says, because it's always a feeler. You have to feel out the team that you're playing.
Especially in a Game 7, or especially in a best of 7.
Yeah, and a game like this, Postman going to be able to put that one in as well on the back pass from Dougie. That came from out of nowhere.
Oh my, I think this doinked off someone's head as well. Oh, it did. I think that doinked off Ward just a little bit. Ward almost actually got enough of a touch on it to put it up onto the crossbar, but unfortunately, the bar down for Postman goes through there. So we are 3 minutes still to. We're 2 minutes into the game, and we've already seen 6 times the amount of scoring as we saw in Game 1. There goes Dougie with his second goal of the game.
What a play around Unsung, and then to get the powerful shot on net over Ward. We may see a runaway.
And this is where I was talking about momentum, right? And how it really, especially for the Owls, and like this is why they went 4-2, and then the next week they went 4-0, you know? When they start winning, it is very, very hard to get them off that gas pedal. Now, the Coyotes do have experience going to a Game 7, so if any team is going to get the momentum out of the, take the wind out of the sails of the Owls, it is the Coyotes, and they still have plenty of time in this game to do it, and plenty of time in the series should this game continue to go the way of the Owls, but right now, KJ, the Owls looking fully in control. However, Ward getting a backfield demo onto Postman, unsung. Shooting this one, Ward was going for another bump onto Postman, but he's able to recover and get the save there. So the Coyotes having a chance, but the Owls shutting it down.
Yeah, and that was a really good play there from Ward. I like him going for that bump, getting that physical play going, as he does miss this off the backboard, but Dougie Jones gonna be there, gonna be able to find himself his hat trick. And just what an absolutely beautiful game Dougie Jones has played for this Owls team.
And that was a beautiful shot there by Dougie. A bit of an unfortunate dodge, it looked like, from Unsung, kind of shifting him out of position there at the last second. Been there, done that, know how that feels, but this has been an absolute runaway for the last 60 seconds or so for the Owls. They have scored 3 uncontested goals, and it just looks like a completely different game in the start of the second half than the first half of this game did. And the Owls just really look like they're starting to find their groove. So can the Coyotes still catch up here in this game too? And are they going to potentially be able to, maybe bring this back?
That could have been a good opportunity, but Unsung playing so far in the back. Postman going to be able to put that one right into the net, sneak that one right past the woodwork, and is going to give the Owls a 6-2 lead. And if you're the Coyotes, you have to start thinking, we've got 1:34 left. There's still time. 4 goals in 1:34 is not impossible. But what do we have to do to be able to put the ball in the back of the net?
Pass. The simple answer is that they have to pass. They have to pass, and Ward was kind of keying in on it with the demos and the bumps and that kind of thing. No one's really gotten super physical in this game. Ward started to, and they almost had an opportunity, but he did miss the spawn bump on Postman. So if the Coyotes can start maybe stringing together some super basic passes, really get focused on when they're being physical and take the right opportune moments, as Ward does there with the bump onto Postman, but unfortunately Unsung was not there to follow it up. So Postman potentially having a chance, gets the flick over Ward, but it does go too high. So there's the physicality coming out of the Coyotes that we're looking for, but might be a little too late here, KJ, in game 2.
That's a good passing play. Trying to get something started was Unsung. Not going to be able to get a good shot on target, though. This could be an opportunity for Ward, but he puts it way wide. No boost, though. Dougie going to be able to clear this one out with 30 seconds left to go. If you're the Coyotes, you might be thinking, GG, let's go next. We need to really recover on this one. But Ward, if he has anything to say about it, he's not going to let this one go just yet. Unsung, going for a shot here. Not going to be able to find a touch at all. Did have a good opportunity. Both Coyotes do commit for this, but Dougie does put it wide. Great demo there from Unsung. And if you're the Coyotes right now, you just want to get a little bit of momentum back in your favor, but that is not going to happen. At least it's not yet. Postman and this one is down. And the Owls take a 2-0 lead in the series. Now, that being said, okay, Owls are up 2-0. They just absolutely crushed it last week. Do they have it? Do they have what it takes to not fold under pressure?
See, that's such a difficult question because I really don't want to cast or curse this with anything, but I personally, I think they do, but I think this is less of do the Owls have it and more of what's the Coyotes' mental state right now. They just got absolutely demolished in game 2. They lost a heartbreaker in game 1, back to back. And it's one of those things that it's like, how do you recover from that and then go into game 3 knowing how critical game 3 is? If the Owls take game 3, I will put money on this series being done. Because there is no... I'm going to back that up. I almost said something I shouldn't have said. I really, really think that if the Owls take game 3 and put the Coyotes on match point for the rest of the series, I don't see how they throw that away.
One thing I will say, and this is something that I try to pay attention to see what score lines are and stat lines are. We have not seen much from Unsung. He's got to step it up.
Yep, absolutely. That was something you hit the nail on the head right there. That was something I was going to point out as well. Unsung absolutely has to step things up, and I hate to do this. I think my game may have just done something funky. I think my game just crashed.
Oh, well, that is That is super unfortunate. Hopefully everything is a-okay. But as for now, I'll go ahead and just take over while you get stuff fixed.
Yep.
As
do it.
Unsung and Dougie are going to go for the kickoff there. Ward going to try to find something going here for the Coyotes. Does get a good shot on. Is saved away by the postman. Ward looking for a double here. Not going to be able to find it, but Dougie Jones going to be able to clear this one out. Unsung keeping this one down in the Owls. And the Coyotes do have some pressure here, but Dougie Jones is going to relieve a good amount of it. Ward going to try to use that open space that he has to the right side. Going to be able to get a second touch here, but Dougie Jones going to be able to 50-50 him in the air. Unsung going for this one. Not going to be able to find a good one. Does get a good catch on it. Keeping the pressure up for the Coyotes. Coyotes have found themselves in the Owls half for the better part of this first minute. The Owls just not able to break out just yet, as Dougie going to be able to take control of this one. And I see that that you have made it back in.
I think so. Well, okay, so I'm stuck on the loading screen now, but we're getting there.
Well, hey, some progress is better than no progress. Unsung going to miss that one. Dougie going to put a shot on, saved away by Ward. Dougie going to take this one out of the corner, look for a second touch on this. Ward going to pop it all the way over to the side wall. Ward pops for a fake, does get past one, almost gets past the second, but postman says, nope, no airmail for you. This one is mine, and Unsung gets bumped by the postman and just absolutely demolishes Dougie on the 50-50. Dougie opting to go for a fake here. Dougie with control, able to get the flick, and he's going to put that one in, and the Owls take a 1-0 lead. Oh my goodness, what a play from Dougie Jones, being the low man on the, or one of the low men on the totem pole for the Owls, just absolutely stepping up, having an incredible series. As we have 3:19 left to go in this one.
Back.
Well, I guess we have our. I have my co-caster. I can take a breath now.
You absolutely do. And one thing that I was gonna say, because I was listening to all of that, that's the kind of momentum the Owls are gonna need. Speaking of momentum, Dougie again. Look at this man putting it on his back here in the finals. Dougie absolutely stepping up here and really, really trying to put the nail in the coffin here for the Owls with this, once again, extremely critical Game 3.
Oh my God, Dougie Jones, Dougie Jones, what are you doing? Why are you here in Adept? Why? You're not Adept. All right, I'm starting a petition. Dougie Jones for Elite League.
Yeah, well, that's what the C stands for. C stands for Elite.
C stands for Elite. Well, there you go. Postman going to put in a third goal for the Owls, and this one is starting to look a little ugly, even though there was 2:49 left to go. The Owls definitely feeling it.
The Owls are feeling it, and I think the Coyotes are feeling it the other way. I'm like, having seen players in varying states of mental state, like this definitely looks like a lack of mental for the Coyotes here. Like, it definitely seems like those first two games are getting to them a little bit. I really want to see them kind of calm things down, maybe try and get the pace a little bit more towards something that they can work with, because right now the entirety of the control of this game is in the hands, or the feathers I should say, of the Owls, as Postman gets a nice clear away there. If the Coyotes can just slow down the pace of play just a little bit so they can start getting some of those more physical plays, some of these passing plays together, as Unsung unfortunately misses, I think they might start seeing some more success. But right now, Owls just running away with it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I do want to bring up, is that Unsung has missed a lot of easy touches, and that's not something you can do, especially here in a championship game. Dougie going to be able to put this one all the way down. Ward, what a save from him. But Postman is going to be able to have the easiest shot of his life. Going to put that one in, secure a fourth one for the Owls. And Oddfellow, this is an odd game.
This is an extremely odd game. It's a very odd series. Like, Game 1 showed us something that looked like this series could be extremely, extremely close, but just since, like, the halfway point of Game 2, it has just been all Owls and very, very little Coyotes. And, we talked about it at the end of the last game. I don't want to harp on it too much because I hate calling people out, but, we said Unsung really needed to step up in this game, and KJ, I am not seeing it yet.
Neither have I, so I will definitely agree with your analysis there. As Dougie going to be able to clear this one all the way back down in the Coyotes half. The Coyotes spent so much time in the first part of this game in the Owls half, but the Owls have just been able to, play patient, take control, take it easy. They don't have to really do anything too crazy. And they've just been catching the Coyotes slipping. Ward going to be able to put this one off of Dougie. Dougie going to win that 50-50 because, you know, Fennec moments are an absolute thing. Unsung going to clear this one all the way over to the other side. Get a good touch on it, but he does not have any boost. Gets a pass over to Ward. Ward trying to put a shot on, but Dougie Jones has just been reading everything that this Coyotes team has been trying to do.
So, as I'm sitting here watching this, I'm noticing something, KJ. Since game one, like, if you go back and watch the replay of this series, you'll probably notice this. The Owls have been slowly but surely picking up the speed of the entire game. Their challenges have gotten faster. Their 50s are coming quicker. They're becoming better positioned as Dougie gets his hat trick there in game 3. And right now, we're just seeing peak Owls performance here. That's
another hat trick for Dougie, by the way.
Yeah.
That's his second game in a row that he's had a hat trick. I just want to point that out. And that is a true testament to how good of a player Dougie Jones really is, despite that whole, as you said, and I'm gonna keep bringing this up, is Dougie gonna try to find another one? Not gonna be able to. That one just a little bit high. Postman gonna be able to get a pass in the middle. Dougie tries to get a touch. This could be an opportunity for the Coyotes, but Postman so fast to get back. Unsung.
And no one said the grog was slow.
No. Well, Unsung playing in the flat car might have had a better opportunity there, but yet to be seen. Yeah, as we get into the final 10 seconds, Dougie gonna bump. Oh my gosh. Dougie. You can't do that to people, man. It's illegal.
Oh my. Dougie committing a felony on the pitch in front of a live studio audience, saucing up Postman, his own hat trick. So that is a hattie for both Owls here as we have 1 second left on the clock. That is going to be game 3 going in favor of the Owls. And, well, now the Coyotes have to do something they have not done all series. Win a game.
How about score more than 2?
That too. Like at this point, the Coyotes have now gone 7.5 consecutive minutes without scoring. The Owls have scored, 9 consecutive unanswered goals. Like, the Coyotes have got to change something here if they want to stay alive in this series, because they're on match point. This has gone extremely quickly, and all of a sudden, the Coyotes season, the end of the season is staring them right in the face. Like, this is where the mentality has to come in. This is where you see how teams and players overcome, right? Very, very strong performance in game 1 from the Coyotes, ended on a heartbreaker. Game 2 and 3, blown out of the water by the Owls. Game 4 has got to be a complete 180 from the Coyotes. They have it in them. I've seen it from what they put on the pitch. They just haven't been able to string enough events together to work for them. They have got to get these 50s. They have got to get these clears better. They've got to maintain ball control. Because what I'm noticing, KJ, they're just taking the ball and smacking it down the pitch somewhere, saying, go that way, just not in front of our net. If they can start getting some better control of the ball, getting closer clears, and really being more methodical with what they're doing, I think that they could still be dangerous in this series.
Yeah, and I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again, and I'm probably going to keep saying it. We've got to see more from Unsung.
Yes.
He is a 12-6 salary. He's got to step up and perform, especially in this game 4, because this is the most critical game of the Coyotes' entire season.
Yep.
This is the make or break game, as Unsung going to be able to get a touch here. This ball looking a little awkward, almost gets the shot. That would have been absolutely incredible in a very clippable moment. Postman going to put this one off of the right side corner. Unsung going to be able to meet him there. Get a good challenge on it. Does get an extra touch. This ball looking a little awkward. Ward going to go up for this one. Try to put a shot upon it, but it's not a very good one. And that's something else that we kind of haven't really touched on too much, is the quality of shots. They're getting the quantity. They're just not getting the quality.
And it's almost like the clears, like I was talking about earlier, as I'm sitting here watching this, there's so many touches that the Coyotes are getting that it's like, I'm sitting here and just going, what are you doing with that touch? Like, you're just touching the ball to touch it. And really, they're very, very simple mistakes that the Coyotes are making, and the Owls are just capitalizing on it. But again, it's like we keep saying with Unsung, he has got to step up here. If you told me that this team had a 12-6 and an 11-8 on it, and then didn't tell me which one it was, guess who I would think would be the 11-8 at this point. No offense to the man. It's just, you've got to perform, especially on this biggest stage. There is a championship on the line here, and Unsung just doesn't look like he wants it.
Yeah, Unsung just does not look comfortable in this series and has not looked comfortable. That's a good flick by Ward. Oh, and an unfortunate own goal from Dougie. It's gonna give the Coyotes their first goal in almost 9 minutes.
Okay, so this is what we in the biz call momentum. All of a sudden, the Coyotes have a lead. They have a lead for the first time in 9 minutes. They have a lead for the first time since game 2. There's 3.5 minutes left in this game. There's a little bit of momentum going in their favor. This could be something where like the ears start to perk up and you go, oh, okay, we scored. We can still do that. We remember how to do that after not scoring in game 3. And so this has to be a moment that the Coyotes have to take and capitalize on. Use this momentum. You can sit back and play perma defense if you have to. Speaking of momentum, there he is.
Right.
There's Unsung finally getting one to go. 3 minutes left in the game, KJ, and the Coyotes looking like a completely different team so far.
And I will say this with absolute uncertainty. The Coyotes need this game to be a blowout.
Yes.
This has to be a blowout for them. They have to make a statement that, hey, we are still here. We are still very much in this. Do not count us out yet. Postman gonna take control of this one. Unsung with a great 50-50, but Ward not there just yet. This ball looking a little bit awkward here. Great bump there from Ward. Unsung put himself in a good position. Does get the boost steal, which could be important later. Unsung opting to go back a little bit farther than he probably should have. He could have turned on that ball. Oh my! Oh no! Okay, it's not in. It's not in. The ball is still out. But for how long is the real question? Ward gonna get a good clear. Gonna be able to get that boost as Postman tries to get a bump on Ward. Not gonna be able to find it. Dougie gonna take control. Not much in the way of boost. The backflip there from Postman though. Oh, that is unfortunate because that would have been a great passing play.
Yeah, now we're starting to see a little bit of some mistakes coming in from the Owls, and it could just be that like these are mistakes that have been there, but the amount of scoring that they've been doing has just been overshadowing it now. With the Coyotes having some advantage, they have an opportunity to take advantage of these mistakes from the Owls as they come, as that's going to be a huge 50 and a pass, but Ward gets the backfield demo onto Dougie, so that will not result in points for the Owls. Ward up in the air, looking for a flip under, almost getting the dig out from there, but not quite able to connect on that one. Just over 90 seconds left to play in this game, KJ, and Coyotes still on top here.
Yeah, Coyotes definitely have turned it up and started playing a different game. This ball going over Postman, and this is exactly what we needed to see. Unsung has definitely stepped up in this one. Has a good opportunity for a shot on goal, but a great demo. What a smart demo from Dougie to be able to keep this one at 2. Gave the Owls plenty of time to possibly come back in this one, but if you're the Coyotes, keep the foot on the gas. That is all you have to do in this one.
Oh, and Postman was looking for the bump onto Ward. Actually got him out of position, but Dougie not comfortable going for the challenge. Dougie looking for the angle. Oh, my goodness, Dougie, what a shot.
All right, we're usually allowed one of these, but what the hell was that, Dougie? Seriously, I'm sorry. That is not a man that should be an adept. I'm just going to say it. That is not somebody that should be an adept, but that is a beautiful, beautiful shot. Owls do have a chance here. Unsung going to put that one on. Postman has an awkward save on that. Able to get himself some boost. Unsung going to stay on this ball. Ward going to pop this one. Looking to get this past Dougie. Not going to be able to. Coyotes still have a good chance here to be able to win this one. Unsung with a great challenge. All the Coyotes have to do is just play for time. If they play for time, keep the ball down in the Owls' end. But with touches like that, oh my God! What?
Oh my God, KJ, Dougie, what a touch, what a pass! Oh my Owls!
What? What did we just witness?
The play of the week was what we just witnessed. Potentially play of the season.
What an absolute dunk from Dougie Jones. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Holy smokes! Owls brought this one back. It is tied. We are tied 2-2 with. Well, we're gonna wait a second. With 10 seconds left to go, do we see Game 4 overtime? Yes or no? Coyotes do have some pressure here, but Unsung has no boost to be able to put this one over toward this ball. Gonna stay up, and it's gonna drop down. And here we go, Oddfellow. We've got Game 4 overtime. It's time to get serious and get down to business.
How many times have I said that the Owls are momentum? No! Oh, Post! Oh, Posty almost scoring it on the kickoff. The Owls, momentum-based team. The Coyotes had the momentum for so long. 2 absolutely phenomenal goals from Dougie potentially have put the momentum back in the favor of the Owls. There's a pass for Postman. Dougie, open net. Postman wins it for the Owls.
What an absolute banger of a touch there from Postman. Both Coyotes split like the Red Sea. One on the left, one on the right. No chance for either one of them to get out. The Owls are your Adept League champions. Congratulations to them. And holy, what a series we had, and what a way to end it.
That is exactly how that needed to end for the Owls. I feel so bad for the Coyotes because Game 1, so close, ends on a heartbreaker. Games 2 and 3, absolute blowout. Game 4, they looked like a completely different team for 4 minutes. And in the last 60 seconds, the Owls, and should I say Dougie C. Jones, found something. He found the magic beans. He found the magic spell. He found something and just absolutely ripped that one from the jaws of defeat. The Coyotes had that in their hands, and Dougie said, nah, this is us.
I mean, this was such a great Game 4. And the fact that the Owls were able to bring this back just shows the kind of team that they were all season. They have just been absolutely incredible. And now, I will say this. This is going to be the Owls' second Adept League championship. For anybody that does not know. But, Oddfellow, I have something here for you.
I'm listening. I'm waiting.
We have the one and only Owls, the Adept League champions, here in the booth with us. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a 4-0 sweep of a very tough Coyotes team. Congratulations to you guys. I have to start the questions off first. I have to. Like, you guys can say whatever you want. That's fine. But Dougie, what are you doing?
I don't know. It just happened.
He's putting me in his backpack. That's what he's doing.
That touch was freaking amazing.
We needed some goals, you know. I think it was just time.
You guys definitely did get some goals, and you got them when they mattered, which was in that Game 4. Because within the first 4 minutes, you guys looked
me up from in here.
You guys looked absolutely lost in Game 4 for 4 minutes, and then the last minute, you guys turned it on to a different gear. Was there a mental change?
Dougie pulled me out of my rear end right there. I couldn't get any touch to go my way, and then when Dougie got that angle goal, it hyped us, to be honest.
That's honestly what I was kind of figuring happened, KJ. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's what I was saying. Like, these guys are such a momentum-based team that sometimes it's just that one little thing that just relights that spark underneath them. I do have one question for you guys though. Like, what were you guys thinking at the end of Game 1? It was so close, ended on a heartbreaker for the Coyotes, and then you guys come in Game 2 and 3 and just roll. What were you guys thinking at the end of that Game 1?
Personally, for me, Game 1's a feeler, and the Coyotes, we've scrimmed them. They're a great team. And I wanted to see how they were going to play, or first of all. After that, Game 2 and 3, we just decided to put the pressure.
Yeah, I had some nerves going into Game 1. I think it was, a feeler game is a good way to put it. And then Games 2 and 3, you kind of let loose on the nerves and just kind of have fun with it. And that's what we did, and it worked out for us.
Well, I will say this. This is now the Adept Owls' second championship within the and it's actually the Owls' back-to-back championships. One last season, season 4. Now you win this season, season 5. What do you guys have to say?
Dynasty.
Can't stop the best.
Papaw
I
built
just
the
wanna-
dynasty.
I just want to say I love these guys. These are the best teammates anybody could ever want to have.
Makes me cry. All right. Hey, KJ, I have a question to ask these guys. I've always wanted to do this. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Hit me with it.
All right. Frontier Doubles League Adept Owls, you just won the FDL Adept Championship. What are you going to do now?
We're going to Disney World.
We're going to Vegas. Let's go.
We're running it back next season.
Papa sounded like he was. Oh, I like that
I know
answer
that
from
one.
Postman.
I know that one.
I like Postman. Say your answer again.
We're running it back next season.
Postman calling the three-peat.
X.
I did wake up my boy.
Okay, I woke up my wife.
Well,
We noticed.
yeah. You guys heard it here first. First and foremost, from myself and an Oddfellow, congratulations on your guys' second FDL championship here in season 5. So hopefully we will be able to see you guys back next season. However, we are gonna have to cut this for right now because in 18 minutes we have the tippy top of the league. We have an elite matchup for you guys, and when I say this is gonna be a clip fest, I mean this is gonna be a clip fest. We have the 10-0, actually technically right now 12-0 Hydras taking on the Huskies, who looked like they were struggling last week. This is going to be an absolutely huge match. We hope to see you here in a little bit, but for now, congratulations to the Owls.
Thank you, sir.
race my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice tracing on